California, the land of fruits and nuts. As you probably well know, the statement was originally a winsome nod to the fact that almonds and pistachios, strawberries and grapes are among our state's main agricultural outputs. We are, in fact, the land of fruits and nuts. But that's not what it means anymore, is it? Now, for many, it's a pejorative term, thrown around to disparage California's liberal ways. Now, what about the People's Republic of California? Have you heard that one? Now, I first heard it at a conference I was attending. The speaker, who came from a different state to be unnamed, talked of his anxiety rising as his plane descends to the land in the People's Republic of California. He shared how much he looked forward to a quick return to his saner, safer home as soon as the conference concluded. Now, underlying these names is the belief that California isn't just some place on the map, but there's an ideology and ethos driving it that's dangerous. And to be honest, I'm not altogether familiar with any such clever monikers leveled at red states, but the mere mention of, say, Texas or Florida no doubt conjures equal and opposing images in the minds of progressives. Our states have their own personalities, don't they? I mean, beyond left or right political culture, certain cities may evoke images in our mind. DC of power and maybe corruption, depending on whether or not yours is the party in power. Now, Hollywood is fame and notoriety, while Wall Street in New York is about money and greed. Again, they're symbolic in that their very names evoke more than a geographic location. They have power and personality, a life of their own that stirs our emotions for good or ill. In that sense, we're far more familiar with the language of the beast and the harlot in Revelation than we might think. Like our political parties themselves are represented by the images of the donkey and the elephant. And from our country, we've got Uncle Sam, which came from the way a meat supplier used to stamp U.S. on war supplies during the 1800s. It wasn't until sometime later that he was personified artistically with the white beard and striped pants. Now, since then, Uncle Sam is synonymous with America. Now, in that context, the images in Revelation aren't that weird after all. Revelation 17:5 states, "The name written on her forehead was a mystery. Babylon the Great, the mother of prostitutes and of the abominations of the earth." Like, it has an odd sound to us as scripture, but it would make total sense as a political cartoon. It does beg the question, why is God so interested in nations in the first place? Well, the answer to that is that he's always been. From the appearance of Babel in Genesis 11, God has been dealing with the nations. His promise to Abraham in Genesis 12 is that his people will become a nation and that they will be a blessing to the nations. So we see God and his people interacting with the nations in the Pentateuch, in the prophets, and the wisdom literature. In the New Testament, Jesus includes a reference to the nations in the Great Commission, and in the final chapter of Revelation, we read the promise of the tree of life bearing 12 crops of fruit, yielding its fruit every month, and the leaves of the tree are for the healing of the nations. The message throughout the scriptures is clear. Just as God will one day judge each of us as individuals, God will also judge the nations. Some will be restored and renewed, while others will be rightfully and righteously destroyed for their idolatry and abominations. There's where we'll pick up next week. God bless.